Hi, welcome back to another Hour with Crowder with me, your host, Crowder. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and ding the bell so that you can get all of my latest podcast interviews every Tuesday. And today we got another good-ass guest. Hey, Andrew.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So, I know a little bit about your business and what you do, but for the people that don't know you and is yet to know, and to get to know you, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your business, what you do, how you got into it.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm Mr. Titan himself. Okay, Andrew D. Finch. I got a minor in the streets, a bachelor's in the struggle, a master's in faith, and a PhD in perseverance. I'm a personal trainer. My main focus is speed, agility, and quickness. I honestly feel like I was born into what I do.
How come?
Because I'm the youngest of four, and my dad tried to convince my mom to have a fifth so he could have a starting five. and he always taught us about fitness and how important it was. And he was living in California in the Navy when Gold's Gym was real big in the 80s. So he always wanted to own a gym.
So he grew up in that Ronnie Coleman era.
Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger era, yeah. So, matter of fact, he has a picture of Ronnie Coleman. I met Ronnie Coleman in person like a year and a half ago at a Burger King with his kids. It was crazy.
That is a phenomenal dude.
It was crazy.
The amount of dedication that he had to that sport. Only for the sport to, pay him back with back pains and like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of surgery.
Mm-hmm.
That is a crazy thing right there. Do you ever fear that for the kids that you train?
I don't necessarily fear that for the kids that I train because a lot of my training, whether it's personal training clients as adults or as kids, I do a lot of resistance training, like the resistance bands, and it's easier on the joints. And I teach a lot of the mechanics. I teach a lot of the functional training, making sure they're utilizing proper techniques. I don't necessarily train bodybuilding and physique. I can train that because I know that. I know how to do that. But I don't necessarily fear that for them.
So with the resistance band, because I heard that too, that like most people, as far as going like conditioning, they're getting away from weights because of injuries and stuff that happen. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. I think a lot of times, though, the major issue is they're not being taught proper technique and they're not being taught proper form. And so when you throw a kid or any individual under weights, under free weights, and they're not properly trained in the form and the technique, what ends up happening is our joints, different joints are very unstable. So with the ligaments and with the joints, you end up having a lot of pinched nerves. You end up having a lot of slight tears and bone spurs, which are just chips of bones that end up getting caught in the joint, and it causes a lot of pain, and it just pokes at the ligaments and different things. So, people got to be careful with that.
Now, I'm sorry, I did cut your wisdom a little bit. Go back
ahead.
to you was talking about your dad and how he wanted the
starting five. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I got two older brothers and an older sister, and he was talking to my mom, and he was like, "Hey, let's have a fifth one. Let's have a starting five." I come from a sports family. I do. I got a cousin right now playing D1 baseball. Cousin just graduated playing D1 football. I had another cousin blew his knee out. He was getting ready to go play D1 soccer. One of my older brothers powerlifted at a D1 school, as well as could have went D1 in football. My dad, before he went to the Navy, he had a couple D1 scholarships, and he only played 3 years of high school football. My sister, varsity cheerleader, varsity basketball. We ran track, cross country, basketball, football. We just did it up. You know what I'm saying? From the time I was 4, we went in it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Everybody, it's always one like oddball that's like, no, I just want to go to school.
No, we was all sports.
Well, all of y'all was sports. I'm pretty sure that your dad is really proud of all of you guys for whatever reason, in whatever sport that y'all are big in, or just whatever field that y'all tried to get into. But what are some of the difficulties that you encountered training children for specialty teams? Like, we always think about, my kid is just going to get in football, but everybody wants to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
So for those specialty positions on teams, what difficulties do you come up against?
Man, the biggest thing is people accepting what's now. Like,
explain.
So what I mean by that is, there's kids that come to me that, especially with my target market with speed and agility kids. Okay, my target market is 10 to 15. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that because I used to be younger. You know what I'm saying? I'm 32. I used to be that age. They don't know their bodies right now. Girls and boys, they don't know their bodies, and some parents think that their kids are better than what they are. Ooh. So they come and they're like, I know my kid just needs this. No, Sally Sue. Little Jonathan don't just need this. You know what I'm saying? Little Jonathan needs more. He needs the confidence that I'm instilling him with these affirmations. He needs the toughness that I'm going to give to him, that I'm going to pour into him from the times where I wasn't eating, from the times where I had lights off, from the times where I had coaches that promised me things and didn't follow through on their promises. You know what I'm saying? And I had to bounce back from that. That's really what little Johnny needs, what little David needs, you know what I'm saying? That's really what they need. And what they need to understand is, if you're not the best right now, it's okay to not be the best right now, because some of those guys that are the best right now, they're not going to work hard to keep staying the best.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. I was always taught that. There. Yeah, I was always taught that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to work hard now, because you're going to eventually catch that guy that has 5 inches on you right now, because he's going to stop growing in a couple years. He hit his growth spurt early. Eventually, that girl that's the fastest girl, she's going to slow down because she's not going to work as hard, and you've been working hard. So you got to put the time in now, because, and I was thinking about this before I even came. I was already pitching an interview. Today sets me up for 4 days from now. 4 days from now sets me up for 4 weeks from now. 4 weeks from now sets me up for 4 months from now. 4 months from now sets me up for 4 years from now. But we got to start now. Yesterday don't matter. That's done. Nothing I can do about it. Tomorrow, I can't even handle tomorrow right now because I don't know what's coming. But right now, I can set myself up for tomorrow. I can throw myself an alley-oop right now, slam dunk that thing, reverse tomorrow, if I set myself up properly. I just got to get my footing. That's it. And so the parents got to understand that, and they've got to be hands off enough to say, here's my child. Have at it. And I've been blessed to get parents like that after the first evaluation session, they're like, oh, he know what he doing. It's go time. Hey, you got him. I got parents that literally, I'm on the field, they sitting 100 yards away in their car in the parking lot.
Don't even want to be seen.
They're literally like, here's my child. Have her, have him.
That's always a good thing when someone trusts you, not only with their kid, but their kids' like future, pretty much. Because if you've got your kids in a training program, that means you're serious about your kids' talent in sports.
Yeah.
So not only to give your kid to what is a complete stranger at the time, but trust them with their future and say, I know that Andrew has my kid, and I know that whatever Andrew have put out for today is what they need to work on for today.
Yep. I had a parent tell me, and shout out to him. His name is Javier Nunez. I'm gonna give him a shout out. His son's name is Aaron Nunez. 10 years old, plays for FC Dallas East soccer. I've been training him for like a month and a half. A couple weekends ago, he went out, showed out. A major league soccer coach comes up to him to talk to him after the game.
That's amazing.
And 2 of the kids on his team, their parents started talking to him. Hey, we've been seeing the progress Aaron been making. Who's he training with? What is he doing? And he the dad, Javier, told me the first day. I tell my wife this all the time. I'm paying for his college now. He told me that. But I understand that because when I was younger, my parents didn't necessarily have all the extra. We just had enough. You know, they provided. They put the food on the table, and thank God we could play extra sports. You know, we could go to football, we could go to basketball, we could go to track, but we didn't have the extra trainers. And nowadays, trainers, we're like the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody can afford the cherry on top. Sometimes all they can afford is the ice cream in the cup.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I work to put myself in a position to be the cherry on top for the people that can only afford the ice cream in a cup.
That's nice.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're basically reaching back, looking at the kids that was once like you that couldn't afford that cherry on top and saying, fuck it, I'll be the cherry on top.
Yeah, I'll be the cherry on top.
Even if you only have the ice cream and no bowl.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and sometimes I'll be the ice cream and the cherry. Just bring the bowl. Just bring the bowl. I'm going to fill it up. Just bring the bowl. Just bring the cup. Bring the cone. Whatever you got, bring it. And I promise you, I'll be that. I've had two parents send me, from a softball player and a baseball player, sent me videos this week of my kids that I've trained hitting inside the park home runs at 10 years old, 9 years old. Girl and boy. And these are kids that weren't the fastest on the team. But now, because of what we've been doing and them trusting me, man, they like, when you going to get some business cards? We got to send we got to pass your business cards out. You got to come work with this team. I love it. I love it. But I pour my heart into it.
For sure.
I pour my heart into it.
You got a daughter, right?
I have two.
Two daughters.
Yep.
So, and I see that they're in sports themselves.
Yep.
So you just following your daddy's footsteps. I'm going to put them in sports too. So how do you separate the two? How do you separate being the coach and the dad? Because there's a lot of trauma that happens with people, like with kids that their dad is the coach. You know, so how do you separate the two? Because, you know, when you're a coach, you got to be hard and you got to treat everybody the same on your team. And then only for you to say, you know, you wasn't running fast enough. That play was shit. I don't want to see that anymore. To getting in the car like, hey, so how was your day?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you just got through fussing at me in front of the whole team. What are you talking about?
So for me, I've decided I would never coach my kids. I would never coach my kids. I would train them. I would never coach them.
But even as a trainer, that's still pretty rough. You guys get really tough. I have a personal trainer myself, and she gets really hard on me, bro.
My daughter's 7. She'll be 8 next month on the 10th. And yesterday I had her with an older girl. My oldest daughter's 7. She was with a 9-year-old, and you know, right in front of the 9-year-old girl, I'm like, Aubrey, how many times have I made you want to quit soccer? And she was like, at least 2 or 3. She just got back in soccer last August, and she never played select up until this point. And she took like 2.5 years off. But I'm hard on her because I know what I can get out of her, and I know how athletic she is. But at the same time, when we get in the car, you know, I'm going in. But I've always spoken to my kids, like my 2-year-old. She can have a full-blown conversation on air right now. 2, you know what I'm saying? I just talk to him like me and you are having a conversation. So when we get in the car, when I'm on her, I also make sure that I remind her, hey, look, I wouldn't be on you if I didn't love you. I wouldn't be pushing you so hard if I didn't know what I could get out of you. Because she's 7 and she practices with 7 and 8-year-olds. She's one of the fastest kids out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? And she's come a very long way to the point that the team voted her as the most hard working or extra whatever, because we just get out there and we work. So I have to remember that I'm dad first, you know what I'm saying? And on the way home from a game days, after the game, we never talk about what she needs to do better. Now, practice days, we'll talk about on the ride home. Yeah. We'll talk about on the ride. But game days, nah. It's just good game. You know, we'll talk about what you need to work on tomorrow.
Why did you decide to go that route? With one, I mean, you know, it's game day.
Uh-huh.
So that would be the time to point out the things that, could have been brushed up? Why did you decide to go the different route of not talking about it at all?
So a lot of people think that's the time where you talk about it, but in the heat of competition, there's a lot of emotion.
Okay.
So there might have been 2 or 3 plays that really stuck out to me because she wasn't hustling or she missed a shot on goal that I could be I'm thinking right now, she had 1 goal on Thursday. She could have had 2, and it was basically the same play. Ball came through, goalie was over here. She could have hit it again, but she wasn't in position. That sticks out to me. But right now is not the time to say, you got 1, you could have had 2. No, because she's on a high of their win. Or if they lose, she's on a low of their loss. So right now, I just got to be comforting. Hey, you played a good game. The ball didn't bounce in y'all's favor. If you feel like you left it all on the field, that's all Daddy can ask from you. That's all my father ever asked from me, is just leave it on the field. Everything you got, just leave it on the field. Give everything you got right now in this moment. And that's how I live my life. Give everything you got in this moment. I had calls to make all week, and different things kept coming up. Yesterday, I came in. I finished my day. I had 2 speed sessions and 1 personal training session, and my youngest daughter was right there. And I just started playing with her. And I just got caught up in the moment. And I said, you know what? Those calls can wait till tomorrow, because this is what matters most. So I know what it was like to have my dad out at sea 3 months at a time, 6 months at a time. And up until about 6, I don't remember nothing of my dad being there. I just got pictures. And I think about that all the time. And me and my dad have a great relationship now because we've talked about those different things. But throughout my life, I'll be honest, I used to hate the Navy because my dad had to be out at sea on the submarine. So I just think about my life and what it was like, growing up, and I just work to be the best dad I can be. And to all the fathers out there, y'all need to go read. If you're a girl dad, y'all need to go read Strong Daughters, Strong Fathers. Or excuse me, Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters by Meg Meeker. And then Mothers, it's a book called Strong Mothers, Strong Sons. And it talks about the statistics of raising your child and what it means.
Raising your child as a single parent, or raising your child?
Just raising your child, period, as a parent, from a dad-daughter perspective and a mother-son perspective, and how great of a impact you have on their life. Before both my daughters were born, I bought that book. So I have 2 versions. I have the same version, but I have 2 copies of it, and I read it pretty much all the way through before Aubrey was born, and then I got it again, and I read it again before Avery was born.
Now, do you think that if you had a son, would it be different?
I did have a son. I raised a little boy for 6 years before I took his mom to court for partial custody because she was fighting me. Found out through a DNA test that he wasn't mine. But that set me up for raising Aubrey and Avery. So I raised him, and it was actually very similar, because what I mean by that is when I was raising him, I was partially, still in the streets doing different things, as well as trying to play basketball and stuff. And as I was raising him, I was able to be a little bit tougher on him, but I would have him for 3 months at a time, 2 months at a time, and then it got to a point where once he started to go to grade school, they started to separate him from me because they could see the difference I was making in his life compared to his sister's life on his mom's side, because he had 2 sisters, one older, one younger. And they wouldn't even let me send the clothes that I would buy for him home. Whatever they sent him with, he had to wear that when he went home. Like, I had to wash it, and he had to wear that going back home. So if it was something they bought from Walmart, he had to wear that. And it was a very similar dynamic. I poured everything into him. I would take him to the gym with me when I go work out. I was teaching him how to play basketball, everything. He loved me and adored me.
Do you think that you're still gunning for a boy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
The sniper ain't done shooting.
I know. As training guys always want a boy.
But you know what, though? I love raising my girls.
Yeah, you seem like a girl dad. You give me Kobe vibes.
Yeah, like I love it, man. We were sitting at the dinner table last night, and my youngest, she just literally just doing different stuff. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking over and I'm like, yo, what's up with you? But we have fun. We have fun. So I'm just a dad, period. No girl dad, no boy dad. I love kids. I love kids. I do.
Why don't you think that the WNBA is at the rank of the NBA? What is the difference?
Lack of respect for women's sports. And women's sports is some of the most exciting sports you could ever watch. Women are actually more competitive than men because women are more territorial. Like it's a naturistic thing.
Yeah, I was just about to get ready to talk on that because even in the wild, the woman hunts.
Yeah. And if you think about a lion's pride, it's all these women in one line, or even with tigers. But the male is not the main one attacking the zebra or the gazelle. It's the women that's clawing them down, and then the male comes and finishes them off. Yeah, but women are natural. Look at bears, brown bears, black bears, grizzlies. Yeah. It's the mama. As soon as the cub, whatever noise they make, you know what I'm saying? Excuse my growl, that was horrible. but it's the mama that's like coming down on them.
Those are some scary fucking things.
Yeah, and they fast.
Yeah.
35, 40 miles per hour coming at you.
Like a fucking dog.
Yeah.
It's like a big-ass dog. But, yeah, you're definitely right. I just wanted to ask a trainer that because I do see a lot of advertisement and more attention shined on the NBA versus the WNBA. And I don't know.
Because it makes more money.
Why do you think it makes more money, though?
We're in a capitalistic society, and the song says it's a man's world. That's still what business is so caught up in is the man. But what I know and understand about business is women spend more dollars than men.
So if women spend more money.
Women also save and invest more money than men, too.
Oh, okay. So that's where you're going with it. Is that women, WNBA don't make as much money as NBA because women aren't into sports.
No. Women are into sports, but the stigma behind sports is men are into sports. So if I have a son, my son's going to play sports before my daughter is. My daughter's to look pretty. My son is to be powerful. Two different P's. But what I'm raising my daughters as is you're powerful and you're pretty. You could play sports, or you could be on the red carpet runway modeling, or you could be in gymnastics, or you could be behind the TV producing and running the whole show and making sports look good. If you look at the producers and executive producers, and I'm sure you know this because you podcast and different things, it's a lot of women behind the cameras.
Yeah.
But if you look at ESPN now, they're getting smart. They're putting more women on screen.
Yeah, because they're understanding that men want to see pretty.
They want to see pretty.
Yeah.
But those women are not just pretty. They're powerful. Look at Jamel Hill. Look at Carrie Champion. Look at Sage Steele. You know, you look at these different women. They're not just pretty. They're powerful. They're fit,
they know their shit too.
There you go.
It's not like just some woman over there talking about like, oh, I like LeBron James, and that's it. She's talking about stacks. She's talking about, agility. She's talking about conditioning. She's talking about what they could have done to make whatever they could have made out of the game. So let's go back into that conversation about the trade.
Yeah.
Because I thought that I looked a little bit into that, and I actually bypassed that situation because I didn't want to talk about that shit.
Okay.
But you did have some very good view about what happened. So for the people that don't know, chime them in.
So when you say the trade, remind me what trade we were talking about. Remind me the trade.
With DeMarcus. With Mr. Washington.
Oh, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. So okay. So like with Deshaun Watson with the Houston Texans. So you had DeAndre Hopkins, which like a year or two ago was traded away, right? With a different head coach. For what? One of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Okay. Now he was traded, wasn't expected to be traded. Then you got J.J. Watt, who comes in this season. Season's over, off-season beginning. He walks into ownership. Hey, I think it's best if we just cut ties. You release me. He immediately gets his release. Deshaun Watson comes in, quarterback of the franchise. Okay? He's requesting a trade. Gives the head coach and the GM enough respect to say, I'm not going to play for y'all this season. They won't trade him. They say, no go. You could get a boatload of picks, future draft picks, and probably a superstar plus first round, second round, third round in this year, next year, future years, draft picks. You don't trade them. To me, that's crazy because...
Why? Because, I mean, they're obviously not trading him for a reason. So he probably makes them a shit ton of fucking money. That's why they don't want to trade him.
Yeah. And
so no, if you own something, you're not allowed to just say, hey, I want to be traded. No, your ass gonna sit right here because I paid money for you to be here. So that's where you're gonna be. That other dude that you was talking about, he was probably trash. Good. Bye.
No. None of them were. Here's
So why is the other one getting traded and he's not?
Here's the ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but hey, I gotta be honest. Sports is modern day slavery. They draft pick. They pick the best ones. And guess what? If you're not getting the job done, picking the cotton they want you to pick at the rate that they want you to pick it at, they'll get rid of you. Now, DeAndre Hopkins, for whatever reason, young black man, coach and GM says, we don't want you anymore. Now, DeAndre Hopkins had, whatever he said out in the public. Now, you look at J.J. Watt, one of the face of the Houston Texans. He's a white man. And he says, hey, I think it'd be best if we separate. I think it'd be best if we go our separate ways. They give him his release, no issue. Guess what? He ends up at the Arizona Cardinals, where DeAndre Hopkins got traded to. Oh, my gosh. Now, Watson, okay? Watson, quarterback, franchise quarterback. They've never had a talent like him at quarterback. But he's a young black guy. He's asking for a trade. They're like, nah, we got you 2 more years. Wait a second. You had J.J. Watt for more years. Why y'all release him? Different level of respect. Different level of respect. Different color of respect.
I mean, I can see that. They've done...
And that's a touchy subject.
It is because...
Not to play the race card.
Because then you got, like, people like Kaepernick that got blackballed, for basically just taking a knee, which wasn't affecting anybody or anything like that.
32 teams in the league, you're telling me he's not better than 22 other quarterbacks? Because really in the NFL, you only got 10 real good quarterbacks on any given season. 10 real good quarterbacks, and 6 make the Pro Bowl. So, really, you got 26 quarterbacks. 26 quarterbacks that are not elite.
So they're just pretty much just in that thing.
Come on.
My thing with the whole Kaepernick thing, and I know that it's old folks, but whatever.
It's not old. It's not old. We're still in the same political climate, in the same environment. It's not old.
And the fact that he still doesn't have a team. Did you hear about what happened when they set up a practice for him and he was like, oh, no, I'm going to set my own practice up so I can get my own footage. And nobody still signed him.
It was smoke and mirrors. It was the NFL saying, "Hey, look at us. We're
giving him a chance.
We're giving him a chance. No, they don't want that kind of publicity. They don't want the publicity that Colin Kaepernick brings, but they want the talent that Colin Kaepernick brings. How do you not want the publicity, but you don't want the talent? If you look at the New York Jets, Sam Darnold sucks. I'ma say it.
Oh.
He was a quarterback at USC. He sucks. Mark Sanchez was from USC, went to the Jets. Sucks. They didn't want the publicity, but they wanted the talent. But they were willing to take the publicity because they thought they had the talent. They suck. They suck. Mark Sanchez is infamous for the butt fumble. He fumbled the ball off his center's butt.
Shut the fuck up.
He literally said, "Hut." Like, come on, dude. You're in the NFL. You're not 8 years old anymore. They paying you millions, and you fumble off somebody's butt. In the NFL. Nah, man. Come on. Seriously? But Colin Kaepernick's not in the NFL?
You was talking a little bit about Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You know what? My thing was that he, at the beginning, before the game, he just had too much confidence, and Tom Brady just pretty much just showed him, this is why I'm the best.
Well, I don't necessarily feel like Pat Mahomes had too much confidence. I feel like as a team overall, the Chiefs were smelling themselves.
Yeah. Yep. They were.
Like this mustache right here, they were smelling it. They was like, we just won. We got Pat Mahomes. Tom Brady's washed up. Bruh.
And that's the crazy thing is that people think that Tom Brady is washed up.
But he's not.
Like, he's not. Like, bro, he's been here. Like,
this is 7 championship.
Yes, he's basically, at this point, like the Michael Jordan of football.
Yeah, people try to give too much credit to Bill Belichick in a system with New England. And there's a great system in New England. But you substitute Tom Brady for Cam Newton. What happened in New England? System didn't work because the brains behind the one that turns the key is not Belichick. It's Brady. And so Brady going into a new situation, he still had a great coach in Bruce Arians, but he also had a great offensive coordinator in Byron Leftwich, who was a great college player, great NFL player. He just didn't pan out. And then you had great defensive coordinator to support him when he made mistakes, great special teams, and if you understand the NFL, you understand why coordinators are so important. But, Brady understands the game. He studies the game. It's like anything. You're a podcaster. I'm pretty sure you study other podcasters. You study radio shows. You got a radio man, over here engineering. He's been on the he's been on the shows. He's been with the higher level professionals. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he give you game in between interviews, right? Well, Brady same way. Jameis Winston couldn't get it done in Tampa Bay, but he had pretty much the same weapons. Why does Tom Brady come in and take a team to a Super Bowl when Jameis Winston it doesn't make the playoffs? Tom Brady understands the game.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that because I was thinking more in a sense of the camaraderie between, like, the team. It plays a little part in it. Because, okay, like, let's take it to this extent. Okay, like, I worked at KFC for a long time. Mm-hmm. And, you got a line, you got the cooks, you got the person at the drive-thru. Yeah. We got a set game plan. Yeah. Like, you gonna take the cash, I'm gonna make the food, and this person gonna call back to what we need.
Right.
When you have that good little setup or whatever, then when one of those people aren't there and you replace them with another one, then for some reason it goes to shit. And it's like, okay, Like for instance, it was me and the one of my friends Mo, Jared, and like the Jorge the cook or whatever. Right. We had like a system together.
Yeah.
And when Jorge wasn't there, even though it was another cook that was just as good, for some reason it didn't work. And I think that's the same thing that happens in football and all of these sports is that when you have that camaraderie and you have that system between a certain set of people, y'all just kind of know each other, flow each other. Yeah. Then when that person isn't there, that shit's gone. But you just brought up the situation about, you know, that other team, like Winston, not being able to take them to the Super Bowl. But then Brady gets in. So
First year.
So I guess my theory is wrong about that it's pretty much not the person that's there. It's just someone that has to know the game well enough.
Well, it is the person that's there, but it's the respect level for the person that's there. Because I can take, like, the Lakers, okay? They basically had the same exact team before Frank Vogel, okay? They basically had the same exact team. Now, they traded away a few pieces, brought in AD, you know, Anthony Davis, right? What do? They go win a championship. First season, Anthony Davis is there, okay? Now, you look at Brandon Ingram down in New Orleans with the Pelicans. All-star caliber playing. Lonzo Ball, I don't know why people keep bringing him up in trade talks, but he's been the same player his whole career. L.A., New Orleans. He's not going to be this 20-point-a-night guy. He'll be 15 and 10, but he's got to prove that. Really, Lonzo Ball is on a short leash in the NBA. But going back to Tom Brady, there's a certain respect level that when he came in the Buccaneers locker room, and it's a certain reverence. It's respect and reverence. TB12 walked in, and they're like, yo, that's Tom Brady. Hey, Tom Brady said, like, look at Peyton Manning when he went from Indianapolis to Denver, and they won the Super Bowl. He won all them games and did all this stuff in Indianapolis. Couldn't get a W. Goes to Denver. What they do? Win. All I do is win, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not camaraderie. The foundation of camaraderie is built on respect. I respect you. I respect him. We respect each other. We could get anything done because I know that at our with Crowder, hey, she gonna test me. But I'm okay with her testing me because it's just another opportunity to show my greatness. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Respect is the foundation of camaraderie. If you don't respect each other, you can't build camaraderie. That's why James Harden chose to go to Brooklyn. He had no more respect for Houston. But he respected Kyrie Irving. He respected Kevin Durant. He played with Kevin Durant at OKC.
Yeah.
That's why Russell Westbrook can't stay with a team. He don't got enough respect for his teammates, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, people. He don't have enough respect for his teammates, and his teammates don't have enough respect for him. They think he plays selfish ball. But how do you get 20 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists right after Nipsey Hussle dies? You got 60. You got 60 altogether. How do you do that if you don't respect your team? People need to give Russell Westbrook much more credit than what they do. He's a great player, great teammate.
Yeah, but if you're playing selfish-ass ball, then you're not giving anybody else any shine.
Look at James Harden. James Harden was in Houston, MVP, scoring champion 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row scoring champion, maybe 3. I have to go look at it. But now look at him in Houston. He's averaging almost 10 assists a game and still scoring 20-something, 30-something points a game with Kyrie Irving on the court, Kevin Durant on the court, even with different injuries.
Yeah, but okay, so let's go back to selfish ball.
All right, let's go back. Let's go to selfish ball.
My thing is, yeah, it's a team sport. So if you're being, and it was talks about Michael Jordan playing selfish ball a lot. LeBron James playing selfish ball a lot. I think the only person that was like deemed as like the crucial team player was Kobe. So it's like Kobe got respect. Why can't those guys play team ball too.
Late in his career, Kobe got respect. But early in his career, Kobe was a scoring champion too, and a lot of people felt like Kobe was very selfish. Kobe, to my knowledge, averaged no more than about 7.4 to 7.6 assists a game in one season. But a lot of people was mad at Kobe when Kobe and Shaq broke up because they felt like Kobe's ego and Kobe's selfishness played a major role in that. And really, that was Shaq and Kobe. But if you look at it, after Shaq left, Kobe wanted to be traded 2006, I remember, because they lost in the first round to the Phoenix Suns. Steve Nash, who's now the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, was the head coach of Phoenix Suns. See, I know my sports.
Yeah. Such a sports guy, bro.
I know my sports. They was bounced out of the first round of playoffs, and Kobe wanted to trade. Instead of Kobe getting traded, they traded the rights to Marc Gasol, who's on the Lakers now, was with the Memphis Grizzlies, for Paul Gasol, his older brother. Paul Gasol comes in. They draft Andrew Bynum, who was the youngest player in the NBA at the time, 17 years and so many months, and they go on to win 2 championships. Now, Kobe got 5 rings. And he would have had 6. They lost to the Celtics one year, bounced back, beat the Celtics the next year. And then beat the Dwight Howard Orlando Magic the year after that. So a lot of people think that, you could just plug and play. You can't. You can't just plug and play.
Why not? You just got through giving some good examples of people that was plugged into a play, and they did great and won Super Bowls.
They did great because they respected each other. Kobe spoke Spanish on the court to Paul Gasol. He spoke French on the court to Ron Turioff. And then he spoke English to the other English players, and he spoke Italian to another player. Kobe spoke multiple languages on the court to people. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't.
Yeah, he spoke 3 or 4 languages on the court, so the other team couldn't hear what he was saying, couldn't understand what he was saying. Kobe spoke multiple languages, and people respected Kobe for his work ethic. There's one interview that I saw with Jason Williams. He went to Duke and played for the Chicago Bulls. Ultimately ended up getting a motorcycle accident, kind of ended his career. Kobe comes in the day they're playing Chicago Bulls, comes into the gym. Jason Williams, or they call him Jay Williams now. That's what he goes by. He's in the gym, full sweat, working out. Kobe comes in. No, Kobe was already in the gym. Jay Williams comes in. Jay Williams is working out. Jay Williams finishes, sits and watches Kobe finish, and then leaves. Kobe's still in the gym. He comes back that night and drops like 30-something, 40-something. I don't remember how much Jay Will said, but he comes back and drops it on him. After the game, Jay Will comes and he says, Kobe, I saw you in the gym before me. I saw you leave the gym after me. Kobe says, yeah, because I saw you come in the gym. That's why I stayed longer. You got to respect the mentality like that. Like this year, my mindset is Mamba mentality. I went back to the gym last night after a few months because my schedule just be so hectic. I go to the gym last night. I'm playing with some young ballers, 17, 16 years old, and I'm hanging with them. I'm 32 years old. I got 15 years on them. But they're looking at me like, and I'm supposed to be old school now. At a rec gym, you know what I'm saying? Respect will help you moving forward. Respect lends credibility when you earn it. The Rock has some Under Armour shoes. Got to shout out Under Armour. It says blood, sweat, respect. The first 2 you give, the third one you earn. You got to give blood and sweat before you can earn respect. That's even though that hasn't necessarily been my motto that I've said all the time, that's something I've always lived by. You blood, sweat, tears. Blood, sweat, tears, you'll conquer your fears.
Just giving all type of bars now.
Yo, I said that first time here on Hour with Crowder. Blood, sweat, tears, you'll conquer your fears. Let's go.
You was telling us a little bit about the deal that the branding
Mm-hmm.
that you're trying to establish for your brand right now.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Under Armour, protect this house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always looked up to the people's champ, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His company, his production company is $7. Because when he was at his lowest, that's all he had in his pocket. You know, my birthday is January 30th. The second rec basketball team, the first rec basketball team that I played with in Texas, but the second rec basketball team I ever played with was the Warriors. And Steph Curry is number 30. My birthday is January 30th, and I wore number 30 playing with the Warriors. You know, my first rec team. So to see The Rock and Steph Curry, who was counted out, a lot of ankle injuries, went to Davidson, you know, could have went to bigger D1 schools, and they wanted to redshirt him. To see him come and be MVP, three-point champion, doing all these major things, I respect Under Armour as a brand because they took a chance on a guy who was a wrestler who's now a multi-$100 million star in the movie industry, and a guy who's, coming from a small school, you know, got knocked out of the March Madness tournament from Oklahoma when he played at Davidson, but he set the world on fire.
Very slowly,
That's what I'm looking to be a part of. I want to set the world on fire. I want to be the first trainer that Under Armour spotlights to set the world on fire.
Yeah, like, they do give a lot of chances to a lot of, like, I wouldn't say underdogs.
Yeah.
But in a sense, an underdog.
Yeah.
An underdog.
Yeah.
And that's why I really do like Under Armour as a brand for athletics.
Yeah.
Because you got your Reebok,
right.
You got your Nike, but anybody can do Nike now.
Right.
You know, I think Drake got something with Jordan.
Yeah, and OVO collection.
Yeah. And then what Kanye got? Adidas. So it's like Under Armour is the only one that's focusing on athletics and sports. They're not letting anyone else into their realm.
Yeah, like everybody else, all the other brands, from what I can see, all the other brands is like popular culture.
Yes.
And Under Armour is sticking with protect this house. You know, Tom Brady, shout out Tom Brady. You know, he's with Under Armour. Steph Curry.
Oh, I didn't know that Tom Brady was Under Armour.
He's with Under Armour.
And he could have got a crazy-ass deal with Nike.
Yo, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Under Armour, Tom Brady was a 7th-round draft pick and won 7 rings. Holla at me. 7. Lucky number. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he might go get 1 or 2 more in the next 1 or 2 years.
I heard that he said he was going to retire.
They're working on a deal right now. Right now, he signed a 2-year deal. They're working on an extension now.
When people like that start signing like really short deals, you know it's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's close, but
he's done a lot. So I'm not gonna be mad that he retires because he got 7. 7 is the number of completion.
That's more than Jordan in the NFL compared to NBA. That's more than Jordan, and it's, in my opinion, you have more teammates in the NFL than the NBA, so it's harder.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Harder.
I was about to say, like, yeah, they praise, you know, basketball, but, you know, it's only 7 players out on that damn field, you know.
Yeah.
So then you go to football, that's a lot more.
You got, at any given time, you have you got 22 players on the field. I was thinking 22 times 2. Nah, you got 11 on offense, 11 on defense.
Yeah.
Every single time. NBA, you got 5 on one side, 5 on the other. That's it. And then you only have so many subs. NFL, you got a whole bunch of subs. I think that for a team in the NFL, you have more players. You got more players. It's much easier in the NFL to win a championship, and the salary cap is more stringent. Since the 90s, when the Cowboys won 3 in a row, they was like, oh, no, we can't have these superstar NFL teams. We're in the NBA. Salary cap is a little bit different. You can have superstar teams. You got the Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin. Bruh, that's what I used to come up on. Like, I would create those teams when I was a kid on NBA Live and NBA 2K. Now it's real life. Kevin Durant just got through playing with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green. Draymond Green is Blake Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry is Kyrie Irving. Klay Thompson is James Harden. Not necessarily in the styles of play, but essentially it is. Yeah. All Kevin Durant got to do is get healthy, and the East is finna take the crown. I want the Lakers to win. Yeah. I want the Lakers to win. But But the East can take the crown if all four of them stay healthy. The Lakers will have a problem on their hands. They will have a major problem on their hands. The Lakers need at least one more superstar to go with LeBron James and Anthony Davis to compete with the Brooklyn Nets for the championship. That's my opinion. They could get through Denver. They could get through the Clippers.
You think so?
I know so.
What makes you so sure?
LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Dennis Schroeder, Montrezl Harrell, Wes Matthews, Caruso, Taylor Hucker-Torton. Who else? Kyle Kuzma. Who else we got? Oh my gosh, Markieff Morris. Who else we got? Man, don't get me run down the roster. I know sports, man.
You know, I do think that the Nets have been doing very well this year, but I don't think that they're gonna go.
Who you got?
Honestly, I'm just gonna rock with. I would just go with Lakers.
Okay, smart woman.
Because I mean, I don't know. That's my pick, honestly. But I think that we'll see them next year.
Yeah. They'll. I think they can. I think the Nets will be in the championship for the next at least 2 years. But I think, again, egos are going to get involved. Contracts are going to get involved. You still have pandemic affecting business. So different salary caps and different things. That's what people got to understand. It's a business at the end of the day. So the business owners and the investors are looking at what makes more sense for the business. Can we replace a Blake Griffin with 2 other young players? Can we draft a James Harden in the next draft or the next 2 drafts? They're looking at all those things. That's why I love business, because business is not just about today. It's about next month.
Yes, it's year. About tomorrow. Yeah. And that's why I think they wasted a fucking lot of money on Lorenzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball or LaMelo Ball? Which the one with the Hornets or the one with the Pelicans?
Not the oldest one.
Okay, so the younger one, the one that's a rookie, LaMelo Ball at Charlotte.
I think they wasted a lot of fucking money on him, honestly.
Why?
Because he's not really showing any progress, and I think
it's the oldest one. It's Lonzo. It's Lonzo with
Lonzo.
New Orleans. Yep.
I think that he got starstruck. I think that he had that show with his dad. His dad talked him up too much, and then he got with the big boys, and they shut him the fuck down.
Yeah,
he's not showing any progress. You just said that.
He hasn't.
15 minutes later, he's not really showing any progress for the money that they paid for him.
He's not making leaps and bounds. And when you get a number 1 or number 2 overall draft pick, you're expecting 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or not? Excuse me, not 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You're expecting 2 years, 3 years. You're expecting return on your investment. You're expecting rookie of the year. Or in the conversation of rookie of the year.
Yeah.
And then you're expecting all-star by 3rd or 4th year, or at least starting to put up those numbers. And I don't know a year that he's averaged close to 20 points and 10 assists.
Do you think
6 rebounds?
Do you think that he's going to be a slow cook?
No. He will be a career journeyman. They're getting ready to trade him out of New Orleans. He's going to be a career journeyman. He'll be a starting point guard in the league, but I don't foresee him being an all-star. I foresee his younger brother in Charlotte being an all-star. But he's got to keep it up. LaMelo's got to keep it up. Lonzo, I like him. I liked all the Ball brothers when I saw him coming up.
That little one, he's like into business. I think he don't give a fuck about basketball. Yeah, he's on the business side of it.
He's gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, he's already bought a team overseas.
He's gonna make a lot of money. He's gonna make a lot of money because he understands his social media influence. And I think he really understands business and branding and marketing.
Yeah, from his dad, for sure.
Yeah. So, LaMelo's going to be amazing. I don't know what LiAngelo's doing. Maybe he'll go overseas. That's the middle brother. But Lonzo, the older brother, he'll be in the league. He'll be a journeyman. But their family is working out the way that I think most families work out. And what I mean by that is the youngest learns from the oldest, the middle, and they end up getting everything.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So he's taking everything. He's running with it. And Lonzo was great. He set the example. And Leangelo just kind of fell in the middle.
True.
Yeah, just kind of fell in the middle. That's what it is. Well, look at Cheryl Swoops with the what is the Houston team for the WNBA? But Cheryl Swoops basically started the WNBA.
Yeah, she was a big back then.
And you look at what is her name? South Carolina basketball coach. I can't think of her name right now. But in the SEC championship is 2 women. I don't care if they're black, white, Hispanic, purple, green, yellow, but it's 2 women in the SEC coaching women's basketball. That's how it should be. And more women need opportunities to coach men because just like Whoopi Goldberg played in a movie years ago, she was coaching the New York Knicks. I can't remember the movie, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She was coaching the New York Knicks in the NBA. Yo, women can coach men. Women can look at there's many NBA players like Zion Williamson. His mom was his coach.
I think the reason why they don't do it is because men don't want direction from women. It's a very tricky.
That's ego.
Yeah, it's ego, and men have a lot of it.
We do.
Yeah, so you're talking about, hey, you need to be on your guy. You need to be on your man.
Yeah.
And even if it's good advice, they ain't really going to take it because their ego gets in the way of good advice.
Ego.
You see it in the industry. I'm in a male-dominated field. I'm a truck driver.
Yep.
I will give advice to my supervisor about how to run a route better because I'm in the field. I know what's up. And as you're a trainer, you know that sometimes like the field is a crossword puzzle, and if you're on the outside of it and the inside of it, you can pretty much see everything that's going on. The coach can only see so much because they're not on the field. So that's like with me in my field. I'm in the field. I understand what's going on. You're behind a computer. You kind of know what's going on.
Right.
So I'll give them advice, and they will disregard everything I say and still tell me to run the route, how it needs to be ran. And I don't, because I'm like, no, I know what the fuck I'm doing. The reason why you guys get this route done in less than 10 hours is because I don't go with the route.
Right.
So with that being said, women will tell men good advice, and they will disregard it because their egos get in the way.
Yeah. I see ego tripping all the time. But I'll be transparent. I love being transparent because people need transparency to see the real side of you. I was on a call last night, 8:30 at night, with another trainer who I went to high school with, female, making buku's amount of money. I hit her up. Hey, what are you doing as far as this? What are you doing as far as that? Most men, not all. Most, though, in my opinion, ego tripping. Bruh, get your ego off the floor. Stop stepping on it. Stop trying to step over it. Get your ego off the floor. Because what you're doing is ego, edging God out. You taking out everything. You taking out everything that God wants to give you because you got an ego. I'm sitting down with you. You're a woman. I've wanted to do a podcast. It's 2021. I've wanted to do a podcast since like 2014.
You should.
Like,
you definitely should.
Straight up. But I've put my ego to the side and I've asked women and I've interviewed women and I appreciate women. Women are the backbone. They're the stilt on the sides that keep us straight. You know what I'm saying? If I get to lean, this chair is right here because of a woman. Straight up. I mean, I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. So, okay, did you hear the situation that happened with Cam Newton at his training camp?
Oh my gosh.
What is your thoughts and feelings in behind that? Because I don't know which way to sway on it. And for the people that don't know what happened at Cam Newton's training camp, a young man.
Keep going.
Oh, a young man was going back and forth with Cam Newton about, his stats, and it was pretty much just a back and forth between a young man at his camp and Cam Newton himself. And a lot of people was on Cam Newton's side saying, hey, this is a kid and, you should, kids shouldn't be talking to adults like that. And then a lot of people was on the kid's side like, well, did he lie though about them stats?
Right.
So what was your feelings then behind that?
Yo, okay. My daughter has a cousin who coaches in the NFL. And then his two children, one plays college soccer, one coaches collegiate. First and foremost, you need to respect your elders. Like, you're at a camp with a Heisman Trophy winner. You're at a camp with a guy that's made hundreds of millions of dollars doing exactly what you want to do. And you got the nerve to call him trash? You got the nerve to call him ass? If that's my son, my daughter, yo, I'm right on camera. Like, Cam, what's the worst workout you could put him through right now and make him do it? And then when I get him home, I'm not taking out no belt. Hey, we right back at it. Drop and give me 50. Burpees. What?
Yeah.
You gonna disrespect somebody that's where you want to be? You'll never make it there. One thing that I learned early on is if you have no respect for this position, but you desire to get to that position, you'll never get there. Because mentally, you already disrespect that position, so you can't even see yourself in that position. That kid just cost himself hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarship and potentially him and his family hundreds of millions of dollars in endorsement deals and contracts and everything. And I'm glad that Cam came back and, showed the video afterwards. But one thing that I'm proud that Cam did was he was like, where's your dad at? Where's your dad? And I think that struck a nerve too, because I was watching ESPN afterwards. And unfortunately, in the black community, a lot of us young men are not raised by fathers. It's our uncles, it's godfathers, whatever. So one thing that was brought up is Cam might have been striking a nerve. Like, where's your dad at? My dad ain't here. Or my dad had to work, or, my uncle had to bring me. You know what I'm saying? So that's an even bigger, deeper issue. But I side with Cam on that. There's no way you disrespect your elders, let alone somebody who's he went to, where'd he go? He went to a D1. I forgot the first D1 he went to. I think it was Florida State or something like that. Left, goes to Blinn Junior College here in Texas, becomes a All-American junior college player, then goes to Auburn 1 year. 1 year. Wins a national championship and Heisman Trophy. Come on. Then he comes out with the Carolina Panthers, and first few games, he's throwing records of yardage and touchdowns and stuff. Come on, man. You can't disrespect that. I don't care if Cam's on a 1 year contract. I don't care if Cam looks washed up. I don't care if Cam has injuries. You're getting, as a young man, you're getting caught up in the hype of what some of these pundits are saying, but you're not looking at everything as a whole. This man's had a successful career. NFL, you last, 4 to 5 years? That's it, average. NBA, 3 to 4 years, average. And then you're done. So because Cam's going to become a free agent now, he's going to be broke? Nah.
What is because I've never really done sports. I tried to do a couple sports, but they was like, you too short. You too slow. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and do band.
Ain't nothing wrong with band. My dad played the trumpet. I played the clarinet. My brother played the trumpet too. Ain't nothing wrong with band.
But what is the respect factor between a trainee and a trainer? Because the things that kid was saying wasn't wrong. Is he not gonna be a free agent soon?
Yeah.
Is his stats not really as well as they've been?
His stats was horrible.
He told the truth. So is it really a disrespect thing if it's true?
It's the manner of which he went about it. It's the manner of which he went about it. He was clout chasing. He was acting like a groupie out here. You know, he just fronting for the cameras. Because like if you look back at the video, Cam's on the sideline. Dude is close to the bench behind everybody in a crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trash, you this, you that. He clout chasing. He's just looking for attention. There's a bigger problem, in my opinion, from what I've studied, you know, because we were talking about physiology and psychology. There's a bigger problem psychologically, deeper with that kid emotionally, for him to feel like, I got to make an ass of myself. He ain't embarrassed Cam, he embarrassed himself. And coaches and owners for colleges, NBA, NFL, whatever it is, they're going to pull that stuff up. When they do background checks, they go back to your elementary schools.
Yeah, that's the thing that I hated about really low-key just Cam. I wouldn't have never gave any energy to that fucking kid.
Nah.
I wouldn't have gave any of it. I would have said, hey, you need to go cool down in the locker now. Get off my field.
Yeah.
Because once you have that back and forth with a kid, it brings you lower as a coach because now other people are going to try you.
Yeah.
Other kids is going to try that with him, and he has to shut it down with giving no energy. That's the thing I did not like about Cam. Kids are going to be kids. Regardless. I mean, it's been plenty of times I've been in band or even at work, you know, working as a 16-year-old, whatever. One kid says, you know what, fuck this place, and walk out. And then other people like, yeah. And I'm like, nah, my mama gonna whoop my ass. Like, I gotta stay here, bro.
Yeah.
But, and I seen it on the, you know, the band field, you know, where you playing G flat and it's supposed to be G, you know, whatever. And they're like, well, you know, and they're going back and forth with the band director and other people just like, but, you know, you just can't. And the thing that I loved about my coach in band is that he gave people zero energy. The song still went on with or without you. And that's what Cam should have did. That's the thing that I did not respect about Cam is that he literally went back and forth with a kid. Like you said, I like the fact that once he realized that this kid's not going to shut up and I have to tend to the people that is here for what I'm trying to give them, hey, go get your dad. Right. You know, because I need to talk to an adult because now I realize that I'm going back and forth with a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever went back and forth with a kid?
No, for what? For what? Their maturity level and their wisdom, experience, and knowledge is not where I'm at. I've been through too much, and that's where ego came into play with Cam.
Ego with you guys, y'all got to get away from that shit. It's killing y'all.
Like his ego, and I've seen Cam in person because I used to work as a flight attendant with airlines, and we were actually on the same flight from Charlotte to Atlanta. He was sitting in first class, and I was like one row behind first class. That dude is he's as big as he look on camera. Like his calf muscles is bigger than my quads and my thighs together. Like dude is big, but he got caught up in his ego. And it was
I think
like,
both of those, both of them, Cam and the young man, struck a nerve with each other.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Because Cam's been dealing with a lot of haters, and of course he's been working to bounce back from injury and stuff. And, you know, he was on this 1-year contract. He knows he didn't have a good year. Patriots are used to going to the Super Bowl, or not the Super Bowl, but the playoffs, and they've won, you know, Super Bowl with Tom Brady. So it's different pressures that can be pressures if we put them on ourselves. And I think Cam put a lot of pressure on himself going to the Patriots after Tom Brady leaves. That's a lot of he put pressure on himself. He put himself in that hot seat, you know. So yeah, I mean at the end of the day, he got to check his ego before he even starts having that conversation. But I'm not in Cam's shoes, so I can't tell Cam how to handle that. I just know if I was an advisor or a trainer of Cam, what I'm talking to him about now after the situation happened. Hey, this arises. This is what we need to do moving forward because that's the past now, you know, so it can't be changed. Cam handled it as best he could in that moment.
kids. Well, you brought up a good point about when he said, "Go get your dad."
Yeah.
I mean, what if I'm a parent and I see and I hear a bunch of commotion, the first thing I'm on is who's arguing, and is it my kid? So the fact that nobody ran down there probably shows the fact that you was right. His dad's not there.
Yeah.
So, like, how does that situation go when a parent is trying to defend their kid against a trainer or a coach that is trying to give them good advice on the team? What do you do in that situation? Because you could lose either way.
We got to step off. We got to step off over here. And we got to have a conversation, man to man, man to woman, adult to adult is the most important thing. It's not about gender. It's not about sex. It's adult to adult. We got to be able to say, you know, hey, this is your son, Sean. Okay, Shaquoia, can me and you step off and have a conversation? You know what I'm saying? And work on keeping our tones down, keeping our aggression levels down so that we can meet in the middle and resolve the issue. And then when it's time to bring the kid in, hey, what was your part? You know, what did you say first? But keeping everybody else out of it, even if there was witnesses, you got to keep everybody else out of that. You gotta keep family matters in the house. You know, now it's nothing wrong with going to outside counsel, but you got to know who the outside counsel is.
Exactly.
Because outside counsel can either infect the situation or they can help progress the situation.
Yeah, for something as little as just, you know, a spat between a coach and a young man that probably, like you said, is having psychological issues with his dad not being around and everybody else's dad is there, and Camden told him, oh, that was a shitty, you know, play or whatever, you know, go bench it out or whatever. And, well, you know, you ain't, you know.
Right.
So it's just like, just something as little as that could have blown up when people get sit on the bench all the time. You know, so, but did you hear about the Wisconsin ban on banning transgenders from pre-K into college?
No, I did not hear about that.
Yeah,
what's the situation?
Wisconsin have banned transgender boy and girls from pre-K, which is crazy as hell to me because who's transitioning their kids in pre-K to college? And
banned them as far as what?
They cannot participate in any sports.
So if a boy is transitioning to a girl is transitioning to a boy, they cannot participate in the opposite sex sport?
Oh, see, you just tongue-tied me.
Okay,
so
if I'm a boy transitioning to a girl, I can't participate in girl sports. And if I'm a girl transitioning to a boy, I can't participate in boy sports.
Yes.
Okay. So Wisconsin just banned that? They're
putting in a bill to ban it until further notice.
And you said from pre-K to college?
Yeah, pre-K to college. So
that's a sticky situation.
It is.
That's a touchy subject.
So I'll go first because I'm actually in the community. Okay. I think it's great, honestly. It's
as far as banning them?
Banning them for the time being.
Okay.
For the time being until they can sort things out because people records are getting snatched up. People heads are getting back. You're talking about a boy transitioning into a girl and playing with cisgender girls. Which are girls, you know, the girls. I mean, if you're a boy transitioning into a girl, you have testosterone already.
That was the word I was thinking about.
You have testosterone. You can crush these girls. And then you work with, 10 to 15. That's just that they growth spurt. So that's a lot of testosterone pushing into you as a boy.
Yeah.
And you're going against girls. I think it's great. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, they shouldn't participate in anything. I would like to see a transgender league in their own separate, you know, thing because kids are getting hurt. A kid can get seriously hurt. If you go put a 13-year-old boy against a 13-year-old girl, let's see how that works out.
9 times out of 10, a 13-year-old boy is going to get a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah. That is dangerous.
Yeah. Physically, the physique and the physiology of a man because of testosterone alone. Just because of testosterone alone will give a male the advantage over a female. And at the end of the day, I was, before I say at the end of the day, I was looking at an article. I'm always on, Bleacher Report and different things, reading about sports. And there was a male that transitioned to a female and got all their accomplishments stripped away because nobody knew until testing came out and the truth came out. And it was like, oh, that was unfair advantage. Because matter of fact, this is what the situation was. It was male competed in this sport. It was track. Competed in this sport, got like 100-something. 4 years later, got a little bit better. 4 years later, transitioned to a woman. Immediately, top, immediately, top of the field. It's like, hold on, wait. You was nothing over here as a man, competing as a male with your testosterone and training. Now all of a sudden you transition, they change your gender class, and because you were competing against these males and you got all this testosterone, now you're competing against women. Now it's just an unfair advantage. It's tough. It's tough. But that's just something that society's gonna have to face. It's just another opportunity to grow. Like you said, a transgender league. Hey, I can't say that I'm all for it. I can't say that I'm against it. Well, I can say that I'm all for it. I can say that I'm against it, but I won't say that I'm either way. Everybody's created equal at the end of the day. So what people choose to do is what they choose to do. We just have to be all-encompassing as a society. If you have enough of the population that says, hey, we want to compete in this category, give it to them.
Exactly.
Give it to them. Why
like they did
they?
with women.
Yeah.
Women wanted to play sports. They was playing in men's sports at first, and then men was like, no, people getting hurt. Like, let's just give y'all your own league.
Yeah, give them their lane. That's their lane. Let them have their lane. Too many times in America, in the world in general, people want to say, let us in your lane. Why? Why do you need to be let in our lane? Why do you want to be in our lane? Let's create your lane.
Thank you.
Let's create your lane. Now, I have no problem if you can keep up in my lane for you to come in my lane. Like, you got female NFL coaches. You got female referees on a professional level. You got female NBA coaches. Hey, come on. We welcome you if you can truly keep up.
Without an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Like testosterone.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
And it's not like, because a lot of people drag me online because, I seem transphobic and they love to throw that word out. And I'm like, I'm in the LGBT, I'm gay. So right. I'm not bashing you. I just know that it's unfair to women to be, like you said, be nothing over here with men, and then you change your class and then go over here and you snatch a record away.
Right.
A record that these women have worked so fucking hard for. Right. That a record that has not been beatable for decades, and you come in and beat it in 3 months. Right. That's unfair.
That's not cool. That's not cool. You taking advantage of your situation.
And if you do it on the other spectrum, a girl transitioning into a boy, she could get rocked. Just off the fact that these boys feel threatened.
Yeah.
And they could conspire together and rock the fuck out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dangerous. You know how boys are in school. You know, if you too dark skinned, you getting fired up. So think about being in a field of boys and you fucking are, doing a bunch of stuff. You're running, you're keeping up, and they're like, you know what? We about to show her.
Yeah. Like you ain't finna show me up. Like I know from that just having a sister. Like, it was 3 boys in the house and 1 girl, and if she had a better track meet than us, or she had a better basketball game if we played on the same night or in the same week, it's like, oh yeah, okay. Got something for you when we get home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's your
and
sister.
I'm 5 years younger than her. And that's my sister. But I'm looking like, ain't no girlfriend that'll do me. And unfortunately, that's the way society, men in society all around the world have been conditioned that women are not as good or not as equal as men. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. And that's why I love raising my daughters, because it's like, hey, yo, you see him? Go beat him. Go beat him. Go make him look stupid. Hey, everything we've been training, whip it out right now. This your opportunity. And she embraces it. I love it. I love it. I love empowering young ladies. I love it. I love it because women are just as great as men. And I got nothing against men. I'm not man bashing. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bash my own kind. But at the end of the day, hey, yo, baby girl, sick them. You know what I'm saying? Like, eat them up. Show them what it is. You know? Show them that you're just as good. Show them that you're just as good. Because women are. I love women. Women are amazing.
Yeah, of course, you got two of them. Probably got a wife, right?
I'm not married. No, I'm not married.
He dodged that one quick.
I'm not dodging that. I am not dodging that one. Nah, I got a house full of women, though. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. I love them. I kissed all of them before I left, prayed over all of them before I left. I love them.
I feel you. How do you feel about participation trophies?
Oh, you been cussing, so I know I can cuss. They're bullshit. Yeah. No, hell no. I threw away. My daughter got a couple participation trophies and a participation medal when she was younger playing rec. Fuck that. That teaches kids it's okay to just show up and you'll get something. No. Society loves and reveres and respects those that go above and beyond. That's why there's an all-star game. There's not an average game. There's an all-star game. You don't get you don't get a trophy for being a bench player, or you don't get to go to a special game for being a bench player. Now, if you're on the team when you win the championship, you get a trophy. But does the team that you just eliminated get a trophy or a ring? No, they got eliminated. They weren't good enough. Either you're here to get the trophy, or you're here, figure it out next season.
Pretty much.
That's it.
It does something. You talk about a lot about the psyche of the mind. And my girlfriend, she studies psych a lot. Psych or whatever.
Psychology.
Yeah, psychology. So she's done a lot of stuff dealing with kids in general. How a participation trophy prepares them for their life. Basically, they feel more entitled whenever they get out into the world, and they're more they're less motivated to do things. You know, that's why you get a bunch of these kids today. They'll get out of they think that internships are bullshit. Which I'm a millennial, and I know that hard work is what gets me to a place. So I'm more willing to take an internship. Which an internship, Gen Z, if you don't know, is unpaid fucking work. You just go there and you don't get paid at all, but you understand the bigger picture that I'm here, but look at the people that I'm surrounded. Gen Z think internships are bullshit. They don't want to do them because they're not getting paid for their work. So that's what she discovered with her research of participation trophies. The kids that grew up in an inclusive environment, such as getting participation trophies, pretty much edges out the road for them to be less motivated, lackluster, no passion, and entitled.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it's like, what'd you do to deserve this? So you showed up today? So you got a trophy? You showed up all season, so you got a trophy? What was your results? What was your results? What did you do? Did you make it happen? Because we have to teach them from this age on up. The world don't care if you showed up. You don't get a check just because you showed up. You got to get a result. People don't pay me to just show up. Here's my kid. Okay, we're going to stand at this park for an hour. No, they want a result. That's why they pay you. That's why they pay Pat Mahomes $500 million. That's why they paid LeBron $95 million coming out of high school for a shoe deal. They're expecting results. Either you get them now or you get them later, but you got to get results, period. Nah, forget that participation stuff. And Aubrey and Avery's mom, love her, you know, but when Aubrey started playing soccer, and I told her, hey, give me that trophy, I'm throwing it away. No, it's thrown away. We don't even know her record as a team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did she score a goal this season? You know, when she first started playing soccer in rec? Like, no. All that stuff in the trash.
And
no.
it makes them feel like, it makes them fear defeat. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know what defeat feels like, so they don't have that motivation to do better next year because they know regardless, whether or not I'm going to get a trophy regardless.
Nah.
But do you feel like the NFL Super Bowl rings are kind of like participation trophies? I mean, some of those guys that got those rings, we don't even fucking know them.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that because at the end of the day, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. It takes the backup kicker to make the starting kicker as good as he is. It takes the backup punter to make the starting punter as good as he is. It takes the backup quarterback. In sports, I played on so many teams. In sports, they always talk about next man up. I promise you this. I promise you, you're looking over your shoulder at the next guy. Even if you made the All-Pro team, the Pro Bowl, the All-Star team last year, I guarantee you, LeBron James is looking over his shoulder at Kyle Kuzma right now. Anthony Davis is looking over his shoulder at Montrezl Harrell right now. I guarantee you. Alex Caruso, I guarantee you, probably went on a tangent, was pissed off talking to his agent when they signed Dennis Schroeder. You got number 1 and number 2 6 men of the year signing with the Los Angeles Lakers in the offseason. They're not coming over to just play a role. They're not coming over just to come off the bench. They're coming over to get meaningful minutes, score points, get rebounds, get steals, do their thing. Okay. That's what they're looking for. That's sports. I'm not signing up just to be average. I'm not signing up. No. Nah. It's competitive right now.
What is the consistency of your workout? What do you do?
So I always start off conditioning, warm up, a couple laps or a couple down and backs, about 30, 40 yards. And then we get stretched out, and then we immediately go into like agility footwork. If it's my youth kids, my speed and agility kids, well, not kids, young men and young ladies. So that's what I do. And then throughout the workout, sometimes I'll start them off with affirmations, or throughout the workout I do affirmations, and then in the end, we always close out with affirmations. There's no going home. There's no bargaining on that. We're doing affirmations. I am a champion. I am a winner. I am powerful. I am strong. I am smart. I am this. And we're yelling it at the top of our lungs.
Do you think that coaches should be, because I see you're pretty fit. You take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think that coaches should be fit also
to
be able to train kids?
2 words. Damn right. If you're a coach and you're out of shape, you're making the coaching position, and if you're a trainer and you're out of shape, you're making the trainer position look horrible. You're disrespecting coaching and training. Yes, you might have done it in the past, but you have to keep doing it. Your athletes, your teams, your peers, and people looking at you lose a certain level of respect for you, a certain amount of respect for you, if you don't look like you do what these young men and women do.
Yeah, because I was like, I think about gym back in the day, and I was like, how the hell you going to sit up there and tell me to run some laps?
Yeah. and you look like the only laps you run around is donuts.
For real. Like, I was like, how did he become coach?
Yeah.
Like, and you're out here teaching kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even respect you as a coach. So what the fuck?
I mean, a lot of these coaches, I won't name names, but a lot of these coaches were quarterbacks and running backs, and now they look like linemen. Like, do you do that?
Do you think it should be a requirement, like to teach community?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it should be in their contract. Yo, you coaching these kids, you recruiting these kids, look like it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you've been very informational, very fucking funny. And you're a good guy. But I do have a new segment on my show, the 5 rapid questions.
I saw it. Let's go. Come on, hit me with it. Let's go.
Okay, here we go.
It's either or, right?
Either or.
Yeah, let's go.
When I ask you questions and you pick either or. So here we go, the 5 rapid questions with Crowder.
Doom.
I know, we got to get some music, Sean. We got to get some music for the 5 rapid questions. Like some of that, do you want to be a millionaire music? Okay, so do you want to train a kid for the Olympics or the NFL?
NFL.
Mm-hmm. Sponsorship from Under Armour or Reebok?
Under Armour.
Yeah, that's why I was like smiling whenever you got in, because I was like, did he read my fucking question? Your trainee has a low cardio drive and you want to get them ready for a big game. Suicides or laps around the gym?
Suicides. Let's go. Eat them. Let's go. Yeah.
You thirsty as hell after training. Which one you grabbing out the cooler, the blue Gatorade or the red one?
Blue. Oh.
Who's the worst to argue with about a training session? A boy's mom or a girl's dad?
I gotta say both. I can't say either one. I gotta say both.
You gotta say either or.
All right. A boy's mom
and you
or
can't
a girl's dad.
And you can't explain why.
A girl's dad.
Okay.
Ooh, that was tough.
It was. I thought you were gonna pick a
question.
I thought you were gonna pick a boy's mom, because a boy's mom. Have you ever seen a boy's mom after practice?
Yeah.
She don't give no fucks about those coaches.
She may not, but here's the thing: the right coach, the right trainer, she looking over like that's what he need.
True. Especially if there's no father.
I promise. Even if there's a father, a lot of times. Here's what I've seen. Because I know we gotta go. But here's what I've seen. If the mom is bringing the boy, the reason why the mom is bringing the boy is the dad ain't doing what she wants him to do at home. That's a problem.
Yep. And go ahead.
And I'll take the dollars.
So, I want everybody to know where to reach you, where to get you from. Go ahead and shout out all of your social media handles for the camera.
Yes. So, Mr. Titan himself at Titans University. Okay, that's my email at titansuniversity.com. That's my email. Facebook, Andrew Finch. Instagram, Mr. Titan himself, as well as Titans University. And on Twitter, Titans_U. I'm doing a lot of rebranding, so there's not much on there right now, but there will be. But Facebook, definitely Facebook. You'll see me there. And like I said, my email, Mr. Titan himself at Titans University for teams. Business at titansuniversity.com, as well as individual clients, training at titansuniversity.com. Only serious inquiries. I won't waste your time. Don't waste my time. We going to get results. That's what I'm about. Remember, it's not around you. It's within you. Create your own universe and live like a Titan.
Boom. And there we go. You can follow me on all streaming platforms an hour with Crowder. All of my social media handles will be in the description, as well as my guest. And that's an hour with Crowder. Boom.
Yeah.